I actually reviewed an article for reps this month, and it was a study that looked at progressing training based on adding repetitions or adding intensity. So, weekly you would either be doing more reps at the same absolute load. So they all started at like 80%, did, I think it was between 9 and 12 reps at 80%. It was to failure, just leg extensions and untrained people. So just bear that in mind. But there were the two different progression options. And basically they found that there were people that responded better to the increasing in intensity. And there were people that responded to the better by increasing the repetitions in terms of muscle hypertrophy. But this could apply for anything, right? So like, that's another thing, right? 12 people responded really well to, I think it was 12, responded like really well to the adding repetitions. And I think it was like 7 or something responded really well to the increasing intensity. So they had like a 2 times the typical error better response to that than the other one. So, a bit of an outlier. And so 7 of them were that, 12 of them were that. There were, I think it was like another 12 or 15 or something that responded equally well to both. And then there were 5 that didn't respond at all. So you kind of look at this and you're like, here's 37 people. We've got roughly a third of them that did this, a third of them that did this. And then, the other 2 were kind of in either no response or better to one of the other ones. So it's like, that to me just exemplifies like, monitor what you do, see what leads to progress for you, start with what is shown to work or, shown to work in the literature, but then make adjustments because you might be one of those people that responds better to it being done a slightly different way. And cool, start with what we know works, but experiment every now and again. Try something a little bit different to what you think you should do and see if you might be someone who responds better to that, because sometimes it happens. But start with the tried and true and then branch out after that. So yeah, start with what we say you should do in the literature and then make changes after that. And
one
of
my favorite quotes of all time is from the artist Picasso, who says, and I think it's really apt here, learn the rules like a professional so you can break them like an artist. So learn all the rules about taper and pinking and all that, and then just artfully break it for the rest of your life. So then it becomes beautifully yours. Yeah, right?
Unless you find that thing that
hopefully that's the way we find stuff that works.
But one day it won't work, probably, right? One day it won't work. And you're like, shit, didn't work that time. And probably just the other caveat to add there, Nathan, as well, would be like, I think what you're doing prior to the taper is also super important. Like, and so whilst we might have these principles that say reduce by X, there's a reason there's big ranges and there's a reason there's different approaches. And some of that will come to, if you've been training really, really hard, you might just need some time off. Or if you've been feeling really beat up because life stress has been high, you might need to actually take away a bit more volume this time. And so just taking into account some of those individual factors, whether that be previous training, what's going on in life, all of those other aspects, because I think sometimes, you do have to tinker just because of what has been going on for you recently.